If you're the owner of the Angels, and you know, a lot of people want him to sell the team anyway, you're going to go out there, you're going to trade Ohtani when he's having this epic, historic season where he's going to win 15 games and hit 40 homers, 45 home runs and win the MVP. So you're going to tell your fan base in a big market that draws 3 million fans, hey, guys, we're out of it most likely, so let me unload Ohtani so we get a couple of prospects that nobody's ever heard of. That is not happening. So although you can make the argument in the big picture for your health of your franchise, it might be considered the right thing to do. It never, ever will ever happen. Ohtani, I don't care if they lose 50 in a row. Ohtani's an Angel from here to the end of the season.
You don't think the fan base is going to want to not just let him walk for free in free agency? Because that's the way that things are teetering right now?
I understand that. The fan base will put up with that in November. What are they going to do in August and September as far as going to games are concerned? And remember, he's got the money. So it's not like he can't afford to keep Ohtani. Ohtani is going to leave because of the fact they can't win. He's going to go to a team like the Dodgers. So maybe there's people there in the fan base who thinks he's still got a chance. If you're an Angel fan, you want Ohtani to leave?
I would want to get something back for Ohtani if I'm an Angels fan, realizing that this is teetering on the edge of implosion. Yeah, they're 45 and 43 right now, but they're 4 games out of the third spot in the
they're not making it.
They're not making it. So to let him walk in free agency, when we're less than a month now from the trade deadline, you absolutely have to entertain the idea of trading for Shohei Ohtani. And I'm going to push back. I think the Yankees absolutely would be interested in Shohei Ohtani. Aaron Judge and the uncertainty with his toe, I know the toe you talk about that's in that paper all the time, that's a nuclear option, and it's something that I wouldn't necessarily think in reality you can bring it to terms right away. What about the Texas Rangers? If you're these teams that are contending, Shohei Ohtani puts you over the edge. Look at the state of this Angels team right now. 44% of their 40-man payroll is injured. Shohei leaves the game yesterday. Mike Trout's out for, 2 months? And Anthony Rendon's leaving the clubhouse on crutches. This is not a good look. So I think if you're Perry Managian, your guy, I see him with you on High Heat all the time, I think you have that conversation that it might be time to go the route of trading a player so you can get something in return, a player that you're probably not going to be having on the roster next year anyways. He said he wants to go to a contender. Yes, they're 2 games above 500, but man, August, September, those are going to be some long months. If you're looking at this, realizing Shohei is already 1 foot out the door to to an actual contender next year, and that you might be getting nothing in return if you don't entertain the option before the deadline.
Thank God I'm on a set with somebody that has some sense. I mean, I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, Courtney. I mean, it's really beautiful to have you here today. You know, Dougie, I hear what you're saying about what they won't do. But the reality of the situation, she's 1,000% correct. It's absolutely what they should do. You're a person that talks about whatever they want, whatever they want, whatever they want. You talk about this all the time. But somehow, some way, when it comes to the points you want to make, you ignore the importance of winning. What have they won? They haven't even had a winning record with Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout on the team together. Now, obviously, Trout is usually injured, and we get all of that. They haven't been to the postseason since 2014. They haven't had a winning record with either of them there together in the time they've been Angels. Excuse me? You can't let him walk for nothing. Of course somebody's going to want him. You have any idea how many seats he's going to fill up for a team that has the potential to win? This is the modern-day Babe Ruth. What happened with Babe Ruth, Dougie?
He got traded in the offseason.
Thank you. I understand it was January 5th, 1920. Okay, in January he had 120-year anniversary. I get that. The fact of the matter is he was traded. He was traded. And not only was he traded from Boston to New York Yankees. Not only in the same conference, in the same division. He was traded. Babe Ruth! And you, the walking historian who brings up history every chance he gets, who begs for us to rewind the clock back to the 1920s as if you were born at that time, even though you weren't. You, the one who leans on history every chance he gets, conveniently ignores that when it comes to this. This is the modern day Babe Ruth. There is no one even close. And Babe Ruth was traded. But not him? Says who? When? You got to move him. You can't let him walk for nothing. The man is 7-4 with a 3.36 ERA and 17 starts this year. He smacked about 31 home runs this year. The dude is the closest thing to Babe Ruth that we have arguably ever seen.
All right, can I counter?
And on top of it all, now the only argument that you can make is this. From what I've been told, he doesn't want to go. I mean, he loves the warm weather, doesn't want to depart from that particular area. So the only place that's feasible for him to go to, or plausible rather, would be the Dodgers. Okay, that's what they were saying about him. So he might not want to be on the East Coast, something like that. I got that part. But barring that, as far as I'm concerned, you the Yankees, you pull out the checkbook. You the Dodgers, you pull out the checkbook. You don't hesitate. You don't hesitate. And somebody of his talent, top 2 markets in the country. Don't go anywhere else. Top 2 markets in the country.
Have you heard of the phrase, the curse of the Bambino?
Yes, I have.
Have you heard of Harry Frazee, whatever his name is?
Yes.
Known in net. That's why he traded Ruth. He had no money because the Broadway was a flop.
The curse of the Bambino. Wasn't that eradicated when they won the World Series?
2004.
I'm sorry.
Because they traded Rose.
Wait a minute.
Marino knows that?
You're missing something very, very important. One could argue that the Angels have already been plagued by the curse of the Bambino. What the hell have they won? When have they won?
Well, they won a championship.
When? Okay.
02.
Okay. When they beat Barry Bonds. I know that. When Barry Bonds smacked the home run and they were still looking for. I remember that. But the bottom line is that was it. With Socha as the manager, all right, who I loved. The fact of the matter is that's it. That's it. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. No one cares about you. No one. I don't even know. I've been in L.A. quite often. I never hear anybody talking about the Angels. We love driving by the stadium. It looks really nice. No one cares. You're irrelevant. Period. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.